Good morning, friends. I just found out Jean Vanier died. It's been a hard week, or a hard 4 days, with Rachel Held Evans and now Jean Vanier. For those who don't know Jean Vanier, he was a philosopher, theologian, author of many books on community, on life together. And he founded the L'Arche communities for those living with disabilities. If you know Henry Nouwen spent the last handful of years of his life serving in the L'Arche community in Toronto. Jean Vanier was 90, and so it feels different. Very different than Rachel Held Evans. But man, let's all get on our knees and pray, for N.T. Wright and Richard Rohr and, who else? Fleming Rutledge. God, we can't take any more losses. Somebody I follow, Shari Smith, some of you guys may follow her, posted yesterday just asking, how's your heart? How do you feel? And allowed some of us to dialogue and share how our hearts were feeling regarding Rachel. And I shared that while mowing the lawn yesterday, I just had to stop for a minute and process some grief. It seems for so many people, this has hit us harder than we would have anticipated. Again, there's a part of me that feels even silly to talk about this. She was not a personal friend. Compared to those people who knew her and are grieving a friend, mother, and so on, I feel like an imposter to even claim that I have grief. But I think something is unique about the fact that there are so many thousands of us who feel this way, that she invited us into something and gave us permission for something. And now we all have permission to grieve together. I think that's what I was doing yesterday when I stopped. I wasn't just feeling my own sadness, because, it's kind of selfish almost, but actually participating in something bigger and broader, holding space in my heart for the thousands of other people that are holding space for one another as we connect at some metaphysical cosmic level, which I don't think is that crazy. I think we are connected to one another. I think especially when we get vulnerable and we open ourselves up to the divine and everything and in everywhere, to Jesus and all of creation, it shouldn't surprise us that when one of the very people who carried that call and invited so many to wrestle and encounter and be okay with our doubts and our fears, when that person goes into the ground like a seed, things would happen, that we would experience indescribable things. So, I'm grieving, and I've never felt grief like this before. I've not grieved since this season with you guys, where I've been growing in my feelings and my heart and owning my love and feeling everything. I've never had a loss since I committed to feel everything, put it that way. And it feels painful, but also beautiful and somehow a privilege to have loved and been inspired. And I've read that, that quote, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved before. And it sounds like trite garbage, but I do feel actually the privilege of having loved from a distance, been inspired and called up to something and given permission. Whew. So for those grieving Jean Vanier today as well, grace to you. Feel it. It's meant to be felt. It's a privilege and a beauty to feel sadness, to feel pain, to feel loss. And there is a bungee cord of some kind connected to joy and happiness and fulfillment. The deeper we are willing to feel our sadness and carry it with honesty, I believe the higher we can experience joy and happiness and share that with honesty. Philosophers have been saying that for a while, and I've certainly experienced it anecdotally. No. Hand on your heart. And speak over yourself with your own name. Jonathan, what a few days it has been. I feel you. I feel you. I feel your pain. I feel your sadness. I feel your loss. And I welcome it. I welcome the beauty of a heart that hoped, that is now hurting. I see your confusion, and I accept it. I see your fear and your doubt, and I accept it. Jonathan, you are safe. You are safe. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to fall apart. Jesus is sitting at the potter's wheel, and he puts us back together. And we fall apart, and he puts us back together. And he's got no other agenda than spending time. Jonathan, I love the way you're feeling. I'm proud of you. I love you. You're beautiful. You're just beautiful. The intricacies of your emotional process are astoundingly beautiful. I think when we speak those truths over ourselves, we're just speaking the love of Christ over ourselves. Like the meditation we did, was it yesterday or the week before, where I talked about what I shared at my church? You know, imagine yourself as a 5-year-old sitting on your lap, and then incline your ear to the Lord and listen. Ask Jesus what he would have you say to yourself. There's something powerful when we partner with God's truth over our own self. May you encounter the truth of God's goodness, and may it overflow into your life. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Grace and peace to you.